Okay, so you guys are back. Okay. Okay, so it's just gonna take a minute. Okay, so you guys are all there, okay? Everything's good to roll. Everybody's... Oh, goodness. Okay. Okay. Hello again. Oops. Hello everyone. I'm back. I'm here. I'm here. So, let's see what's going on. What's going on with everybody? The party continues. Yes, the party don't stop. It's Friday night. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna do a marathon maybe. Who knows? I'll go as long as I can go for a Friday night. Let's say that much. So, I have all of the comments and all of the chat from the stream previously. So, oh, Tiffany McKnight, the same as Mystic Oracle Tarot. Oh, I forgot to tell everybody. Ah, well. I'm just going to put a post quickly on my Facebook page so that people can see where they can find me now for readings. I just got to quickly update people that, you know, may have missed their opportunity. Yeehaw! So give me 1 sec, guys. Just give me 1 second here. I just got to update the page. One second. We'll gives everybody an opportunity to come in and be here, be live. So we are going to my YouTube channel. Oop. And I just have to let me just paste this. Okay, so everybody can know that where to find us. Oh, there she is. There's Tiffany. How are you guys doing? I just didn't want to take away from everybody in the group, so, you know, so allow other people to be able to stream as well. So just give 7 people watching. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the late night, Friday night live readings. We're going to hang out for a little while, do some more readings. I got energy to burn, so we're going to burn some energy. It's Friday night. It's time to have a party. You know, I didn't bring any wine, so otherwise I'd be drinking wine right now and having a good time with you guys, but it's coffee for now. Coffee and water, so I'm Good to go. So let me just update. Where are we? So it should only have one. So this is the same stream. We managed to keep it on the same stream. How is that possible, hey? Isn't that funny? Okay, so make sure you share this out. Let people know that we're still going. We're having a late night marathon reading here. We're going all in. Might as well gamble at something, right? Take a gamble. Take a gamble. So yeah, so that's where we are. We are live and in person. Oh, so Tiffany, so what did you want your reading to be about? Take a chance of being the first up for another reading, seeing as you're here. Free readings and paid readings. Yay! Or we can just sit back and chat. It's no big deal. We can just kind of hang for a little bit and just relax. Aqua Goddess Woman. We got 2 moderators in the room. So make sure you guys are like, hey, yo. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. I'll just wait for everybody to okay, so that's where you can find me. So I'm just going to share that onto my main page so that people can see. So anybody that wasn't able to join us will be able to join us. And let's posting as oh, won't let me share the post. So who can share it to my page? Do 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 do. Do you still do the energy reads before the personal? Yeah, I do. I still pick up on the energy prior to actually pulling the cards. The cards are just kind of, you know, extra information or towards the actual reading. Ashley Boo! Oh my god. How's Ashley Boo doing? Do you want me to do a collective one? Look at all my... Oh, Ollie. Just a general, please. Okay, so we're going to pull some cards. So let's start a list again. One of my moderators, whoever wants to take over and do the list is more than welcome to. It's been but a minute, you know, so we're going to do Tiffany's and then we'll do Ollie and then we'll just kind of build a list after that and we'll get moving on that. Got to build it up. Got to get the YouTube channel up and running again. We need some subscribers, so don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so Tiffany, let's see what's going on for you, my darling. Just make a little room here. We're going to clear the energy again. We're going to do an incense. We're going to smudge and... this is a new session, so always start a new session with smudge and clearing energy. Make sure that everything's on the up and up. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee, yahoo! Ooh-wee, ooh-wee, yahoo! Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn down the lights a little bit because it's getting awfully kind of... It's low light now. Don't need such bright lights happening. We don't need all the bright lights happening. Alright, so let's just... Where are we here? Okay. So it's low light reading model. Bring a little bit of light up. Can you guys see me? Can you see me? Can you see me? Can you see me now? Alright, so it's the late night, Friday night love, relationship, general, intuitive readings for anyone that is going to have a reading done. Guaranteed you will not be disappointed. I give you my word that I will give you accurate and very informative messages that are required by you from Spirit. I will channel the information for your greater good and direction, and give you insight and direction or options that need to be made available to you in your current state of affairs. Accuracy rate with a 99.2 or 99.4% average accuracy. So I'm still running at a pretty good rate here. Keep that, or let's challenge and improve it a little more. Okay, so let's see what's going on for you, Tiffany. General messages for Tiffany. What's going on for Tiffany? What is going on for Miss Tiffany? Okay. All right, so let's see what's going on for Tiffany. Okay, so wow, completion. Cycle has ended. You have completed whatever journey that you've wanted to embark on. You have the World card, and you also have the Ten of Cups. So there's a lot of endings happening for you. A lot of completion. Like a cycle has come to full circle for you. You know, the direction that you're heading in it's almost like the Fool card should pop out now. You know, so maybe there's like a state of transition that's happened for you, or the direction has you've lived out that energy. So now the experience is lived out. You've completed whatever, you know, you were supposed to learn or that you wanted to achieve from this journey so far. Okay. Where are you at, Tiffany? But you have a lot of harmony. Like this is surrounding, I believe, family and relationships, like your personal relationships that you have. You know, that you're coming to have a little bit more balance and a little bit more peace and abundance, and everything is kind of coming into full light now for you, Tiffany. You know, things are going to have harmony and balance, and you know, that sense of well-being. Okay. You know, with the World card, you know, things are closed, things are finished. You've done, you know, you've done your work, you've done everything that you needed to do, right? So you've been successful at completing things, you know, what you've been wanting to kind of put your main goal or objective, you've achieved it, okay? Or that you will be coming to that state of achievement, okay? Let's see, I want to pull one more card for you, Tiffany. So you have a lot of endings, okay? So you got the World card, first of all, okay? So you got the World card. And you got the Ten of Cups, so an emotional, maybe there's some endings in the emotional kind of department for you. You've dealt with maybe some emotional baggage, or you've been letting go of emotions, healing. But you also have the Ten of Swords, which is another completing card. So you have a lot of endings happening. So you might be feeling like things are just like coming into completion, or that you've been successful at achieving. Okay. You know, so embrace it. You know, embrace the newness that you're gonna feel, or the, you know, that new avenue that you want to maybe embark on. So start, you know, creating something new. We've got like the full moon coming. So, you know, whatever you've completely closed out, maybe now it's time to start planning for that new moon, that new energy that you want to bring in and work with, right? The endings, you know, endings of cycles of whatever's, you know, not been working are coming to a close. You know, so you're going to be able to enter into a new energy and a new experience. Okay. So know that you're finally through it. You're through the thick of it, and you know new opportunities are going to come forward for you. All right. Happy new early birthday. Yes, it is almost Scorpio season, isn't it? And we have the moon is in what sign right now? I always forget to tell you guys the moon sign that we're currently in. What time is it? It's only 9 o'clock. Oh my god, it's only 9? Where the hell? We've been going for a little bit. So I'm going to do a few quick readings here, and give me one sec here. I just want to check the moon chart. And disregard the noise in the background. My son's just trying to make something to eat here, guys. So the moon sign right now, we're sitting in Pisces energy, so we're moving into Aries this evening. At 4:52 a.m. we transition into Aries energy. So know that we're moving into Aries for 2 days. So you might be taking on some of those, right? Yes, it is, Aqua Goddess. It's moving into Aries. We're just in Pisces still, but we're moving into Aries. We're doing a transition overnight, well, through the evening, right? It's 11:18 here. Wow, it's only 9:17 where I am. It's still early. I've been going since about 4 o'clock doing readings non-stop. So I've been going. So yeah, so we'll be in Aries Saturday and Sunday, and then we're into Taurus energy from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So, you know, if you're having kind of an off day or wondering why things may not be going, you may be taking on some of that energy. You know, it's being brought in, so you might be, you know, having that kind of conflicting with your energy. So you might be taking on some of the quality traits, and things might be not going as balanced or as smoothly as if it was in your true sign, right? So, you know, taking on some of those qualities. Mercury is coming. Oh, I don't even want to know about Mercury. We gotta, let's see, where am I here? Okay. Okay, so just give me a minute, guys. Hang on one sec. I'm just gonna put you guys on silence for a minute. Okay, so you guys will just have to bear with it because I am in my kitchen, so you'll hear some background noise. It's just my son being an adult and cooking his dinner. He's got to eat. I usually don't eat till late anyway, so if I eat at all, usually I snack throughout the day, on and off. I don't try to eat too much anymore. I'm trying to cut back on the calories. You know what I mean? So, bring on the drama, Mercury. I do not need any drama, so Mercury can stay the hell away from me for now. I don't know. I'm going to put up my Mercury deflector so it'll deflect it. I'm going to wrap myself in tinfoil and deflect that energy away. I do not want drama. I heard the mastering of completion or something or someone. We are the emperors. We are the gods. We are the creators. We are the manifestors. We are the ones that are in control. We're the only ones that have to be accountable for our actions and directions that we take, the decisions that we do, you know. We are the only ones that have to suffer our consequences or you know, kind of live with what we put out is what we're going to get back. And if you're not getting anything back, there's something that you're not putting out right. Okay, hang on, let me close my door here. Stay outside. Okay. So we'll do a few readings for the low boil here. We'll knock out some more out of the park here. Okay, so Ollie, go to Sage. Shit out of my God, to Sage. You know, I smudge every day, so my energy is pretty clear. You know, I keep my intention, you know, for the most part, good. You know, but I have those days where, you know, I overanalyze things, or, you know, and then it's like, yeah, gotta clear the energy. It's getting to be negative, low vibration. Don't want that. Can't have the low vibrating energies having an effect on the current state of affairs. So where are we with the chats? I'm a sage my whole family. You do that. Sage them all. It's time to get them all cleared. Clear all that energy off, especially with our new moon coming in. Our full moon's coming in, I believe, on what day we have the full moon. Full moon's coming up on the 21st, right? Is it the 21st that the full moon's going to be here? Full moon will be on, yeah, the 21st. No, be the 19th or the 20th, I think. Or is it the 21st? Yeah, it'll be the 21st will be the new, or the full moon. Will be on the 19th or 20th. My calendar's kind of messed up here. Full moon is, yeah, we're coming into the full moon. So yeah, so in one, or no, we're in like 1.7 days we have a full moon. So we only have less than 2 days for the full moon to come in. So that's probably why everything's kind of wonky right now. Things are just like right out of the left part. Okay, Palo Santo, what's that? Palo Santo is a another smudging energy that's used for clearing. It's a spiritual energy clearer. It's a wood stick. It's like sandalwood. You can get sandalwood. It's an actual wood-based energy clearer. It's really good. It's supposed to be really good. It smells good too. I love the smell of it. I haven't got myself some. I've got to order some Palo Santo. It's so expensive to order it online and have it delivered, but you know, it's worth it in the end. It's a fabulous smelling energy. It's a very grounding energy because it's an earth energy, or an product of the earth, right? So you're doing a lot of grounding with that as well. You're clearing energy, you know, getting things kind of rebalanced. You know, so being aware of that, it's a very grounding kind of, you know, bring it down, the energy, you know, so that it's not so like all over the place. It's very calming. Just Google it. Google what Palo Santo healing properties have, and you'll find out that it has a lot more to offer than, you know, just your basic, you know, smudging and energy clearing. So, is Ollie here? Ashley. Okay, so Ashley has posted her question. Okay, so let's see. Where's Ashley's question? What does my angel want me to know? What does your angel want you to know, Ashley? I think you know the answer to that. Temperance just popped out of the deck when I said that. So, harmony, tolerance, balance, healing, finding middle ground, travel, holiday, blessing, or blending, alchemy, and a guardian angel. So you need to get in tune with your guardian angel, because your guardian angels do have your message for you. I'll pull you an angel card as well, Ashley, and see what they come up with as well. So let's see what other cards happen to pop out here for you. And that one didn't flip. It's sticking out, but not flipped. So let's see, what is the message that her guardian angel that she's asking about have for her? New journey. Ow, the Fool card popped out with one other card. Hang on one sec. Ooh. Could this be somebody coming, a new adventure with a mister? What's going on here with the Knight of Pentacles? So maybe you need to be focusing more on getting back into a routine of things. The new kind of creating new routines, getting rid of the old with the full moon coming, letting go of the old maybe habits that you have kind of picked up along the way. It's time to kind of let those go and create new habits and routines for yourself, whether that be surrounding, you know, your financial career or personal life. But finding that new routine and finding a groove that's working for you. So if things are kind of off balance right now and not moving in a direction that's helping you in any such way, it's time that you have the opportunity now to start reanalyzing it and starting to, you know, take little pieces of it and say, okay, this is working, but this has to go because it's not helping me, it's not benefiting. So recreating your routine, your habits, your situations, you know, remaining grounded. So, you know, if you've been feeling a little bit off the wall, it's time to like really, you know, maybe do some work with your chakra, your root chakra, and start grounding yourself to Mother Earth and grounding your energy. It might be going all over the place and just getting that routine and that structure back into your life. Okay. All right. So, you know, so the Fool also talks about new beginning, fresh start, taking risks, new journey, travel, innocence, spontaneity, optimism, freedom, and carefree. So having, you know, a little bit, you know, maybe the routine that you have right now is very restricting to you, you know, but keep a level head when you're recreating it or bringing it, you know, a newness effect to it moving forward is what I'm getting for you. Be careful of the devil. The devil card is in reverse. So being aware that, you know, moving away from those old habits, you know, is what you're going to do. You're not going to have to be obsessive or, you know, maybe some addictive qualities of, you know, being addicted to, you know, shopping or, you know, overspending or overindulgence in certain things of your life or aspects of your life are not going to have to be a problem anymore when you find this new routine. So letting go of those habits, you know, kind of reevaluating what is important, you know, and not being caught up in the obsessive part. So if you're OCD or anything like that, it's time to kind of step back and kind of release that kind of energy. Don't be so obsessed over, you know, being a perfectionist, you know, get OCD over, you know, things not being in their place. You know, release the reins a little bit. Have a little bit of freedom. Be a little bit more, a little less restricting on yourself, you know, moving forward. Okay? I always feel like I should be a card dealer. Okay, so we have Karen. Are you still here, Karen? And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, you know, for your opportunities to win opportunities. Oh, my daughters are here. You get to meet my daughters.
I kind of work for you.
Hi, my daughter. I'm doing a live stream. Oh, my daughter, she just came in. Come say hi, Shelly.
Look, I wanted a reading too.
Well, you can have a reading too. I'll do you. Get on the list. Everybody, this is my beautiful daughter, Shavin. Hang on. You want to see yourself? This is my daughter. This is my daughter, Shavin.
Hi.
My little princess. So what are you doing?
Okay, I just finished the game.
Did you just finish the game?
Yeah.
Did you win?
Yeah, we did.
What did you win by?
I don't know, like 5.
How many points did you get?
9.
9, that's it?
I hurt my knee, okay?
You're weak. What's wrong with you, baller?
Actually, I was like a 3 reading this time.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll give you credit for the 9 you got. Good job. Good job, buddy. Good job. Okay, so Karen, you're next on the list, so let's see what's going on for you. And then I'm going to pop my daughter in here while she is here getting a reading. So we're going to find out what's going on with her. I love giving my daughter a reading. Freaks her out every time. Right? Right, Bean?
Yeah.
Okay, so Karen, let's see what's going on for you. What was there? Did you have a specific question? Because we already got a card that popped out for you. This could be a relationship situation. Or something about, see, like I said, you got the King of Cups. So the person that you're dealing with right now does not have a solid foundation. They may be uprooting, or they may be, changing their position, or where they're wanting to kind of set their roots down. They don't have an idea of what they want to do, like where they want to be set in. Their foundation is kind of up in the air. That could be meaning that, they're not sure about what direction they're heading in, or they're just kind of, everything's kind of flipped upside down for them. So be aware of, or this person may be coming into your life that might have a little bit of instability moving in, and not being grounded. They're kind of, everything's kind of floating in a different direction, right? This could be a person that could be coming in for you as well, right? So you could end up dealing with a Scorpio, Cancer, or a Pisces. So being aware of that this person is not probably with a good intention, or with a solid foundation built for themselves. So they might be a little bit, maybe, what was the word that just popped in there? Not like a vagrant, but, not established, okay, if that makes sense. Right. So just be aware of this person that may be coming in. It could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. They're not established. They don't know what they're doing. And building their foundation. They're kind of all over the place. Right. The other card that popped out with you is the Ace of Wands. But maybe they're wanting to create the new beginning coming forward. Because the Ace of Wands talks about creativity, ideas, and birthing and inspiration. So if there's something that's going on, maybe you'll be inspired to, maybe go out and hang out with friends, or, you know what I mean? You'll be inspired to go do something that's kind of out of the norm for you. That's maybe why this person that you're going to run into may be not the normal, or the typical person that you normally would go for, right? They may be a little bit more, less emotional. They may be emotionally disconnected. They may not be able to give you the emotional connection. They may not be in touch with their own emotional state, right? If that makes sense. So just kind of, being aware of that, being aware of your surroundings and the people that are coming into your life, and what direction. You may be feeling like you're going to have to carry more than what you normally would. You might be put into situations where you're going to have to carry more workload. You're trying to maneuver to the best of your ability and still be able to, keep everything in order and keep it organized with you. You're looking to the future, though, that you're looking to the future to see where these things are going to finally be able to be unloaded, a direction. You have things that you have set in place, but you're trying to figure out and organize where everything else is going to fit, and where you see that you'll be able to kind of place them in the future. So whatever you're kind of manifesting or thinking about currently moving forward, you will end up getting that pathway that's going to be able to unload some of that kind of extra baggage, or you're needing to unload extra baggage, and finding the right moments when you're willing to work at it, or place them in appropriate times and places. This could be in relation to people, places, or things as well, if that makes sense for you. Right? So being aware of what you're carrying, seeing which ones you can kind of, get rid of ahead of time, and kind of pre-plan the pathway that you're heading down. Know that you can, make those adjustments before they end up becoming, last minute kind of rustle and bustle to get it organized, right? So just organizing your path and knowing what direction you want to head in, right? Does that make sense to you? Okay, so I'm going to pop my daughter in here. We're just going to do her reading real quick while we're sitting here. Get up here, my girl. I'll get your reading while you're here. Alright, so we're going to see what's going on with my daughter, Shove in. Hang on, let me move that. Over here. Grab a chair. I don't know if anybody will see you. Probably not.
That's good.
Okay, so take the cards. Do with them what you will. Put your energy into them. Think about what you want answers to or what's going on for you. And we'll see what's in store for you. So you're going to heed the messages this time? Alright, so let's see what's going on for my girl. What are the messages for Shelvin right now? Spirit, what are the messages from her guides, her angels that she needs to hear right now for direction and guidance? The relevant information that's requested. Okay, so you had a few stop out. So this could be in court. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Shelvin. Is there new relationships on the horizon? You may not be balanced with the person that's coming into play here. They could end up being your yin to your yang, though. So they could end up bringing you balance. You may be feeling opposite of what they are, so they may be like an opposite energy to what you're kind of feeling.
Yeah.
You have the Four of Wands, which talks about collaboration. You might not being in the mood to kind of work with others really well or collaborate, you know, your ideas with others. You're kind of keeping them within yourself and not really kind of releasing them for you know, it to become, you know, something in a nature that you're comfortable with or that you want to release to people right now.
Okay.
The other thing is you're not nurturing enough. You're not nurturing your desires and your goals. You know, like you have to take time for you and really nurture those ideas and those kind of dreams that you have going for yourself. Take them into perspective and just have them, you know, become a reality. Then there's something more about a relationship that's kind of been sitting, you know, that's coming into effect, whether this be a current relationship or a new one. But it's somebody that, you know, you're going to be very compatible with, almost like a marriage type kind of relationship where you're going to be committed. There's going to be a lot of commitment involved. And taking it to a new level of commitment if you're in a relationship or seeking a relationship.
Okay.
You're going to take it into a new kind of commitment. You're going to take it more seriously than maybe you have in the past with relationships. Okay? So this could be a masculine energy coming in, or something that has a masculine energy force around them. You know, you don't have to take the energy and deal with it right away. Take your time with it still. You know, don't rush into it and bring it into something new. It may be some old habits that, you know, you enjoy having around, you know, like old ways of dealing with things. So you might be feeling a little bit out of your element. Like your strength level might be a little bit out of your element. You might not be feeling like you really want to challenge anything. You know, you might just kind of take a more backseat approach to things.
Okay.
You probably won't, you know, be so up in the limelight kind of thing. Or you might be feeling a little bit where your energy is low. Ace of Pentacles. We have the Lover's card. So this in correlation to, you know, this part, you know, is definitely a new possibility coming into play for you. With the Ace of Pentacles as well, that talks about new love, new financial opportunities coming forward for you, new relationships. So this could be either a love relationship or a new friendship that may be developing, depending on how you want to look at it. Can you turn the fan on and open the window, please? Choking over here. I'm dying. But there's going to be completion. So, you know, whatever energy that you've been kind of, you know, wanting to let go of, you have the right now at the time to be able to let go of it. You don't have to carry it no longer. You know, it's served its purpose. It's kind of done, and you don't have to carry it forward. You can move in a more structural, kind of freer energy. Just release it and just kind of leave it where it lies. You don't have to keep bringing it forward and repeating the cycle over and over again to learn anything. You know, and understand that you're able to do that and have some freedom pertaining to your goals and dreams.
Okay.
Alright. So I'm going to pull you your Oracle card, see what the insight is. Oops. And then we'll get back to you guys on YouTube. Let's do an Oracle card message.
Somebody wants to join your list.
Yeah, I have my moderator here. You see, this is my moderator.
Yeah.
She takes care of my list for me,
Oh.
so I don't have to. So I don't have to worrying about who's on the list here and distract from the reading. Okay, so would you like to pick the card to find out? So you can take whatever card you want, whatever one you're drawn to, whichever one you so choose. You can pull your energy in and pick. Whenever you feel like stopping. And if you want to go back over them, you can. You don't have to pick it right away. So that one.
Mhm.
So Divine Order. That's a card I haven't seen before. Divine Order. Organize your divineness. So Divine Order. You may be inadvertently sinking into a depression because you believe the world around you is in a disarray. With all of its suffering, destruction, and war, the world can seem like a woeful place. Yet, as the saying goes, there is a time and a purpose for everything under heaven. Everything serves a purpose and has a reason for being, otherwise that thing that would not exist. Life is like a divine tapestry. Each thread is vital to the overall picture. However, being a divine tapestry, the overall design only begins to make sense when viewed from a higher perspective. Believing that things are not the way they should be only serves to keep you disappointed, angry, and fearful. Divine order is visible, but it only visible through the perspective of love, just as the true purpose of things can be known by the light of your soul. Your world doesn't need saving, it just needs to be loved. Does that help?
Yeah.
That's good. So you gotta change your perspective and let go of all that pain that you're feeling, that you're picking up from the world. You know, it's not your responsibility to have to carry everybody else's pain and suffering. You have to worry about yourself, and then you come from a space of love and acceptance for everything that's going on. You know, because you'll send the love back out. And you can find the love in yourself and release that feeling of depression and worry. You know, those are all low vibration energies that you don't need in your life. You know, they're just keeping you stuck in that vibrational mode.
Person shitty.
Yeah.
I got put on antidepressant.
Are you? Well, there you go. See? You gotta change your perspective and get that happy feeling, that girl that, you know, turn into that young 6-year-old if you have to. Be free and carefree and just kind of throw caution in the wind and have fun. Don't worry about all the big issues in the world. Have your input on it, but you don't have to carry the responsibility of having to solve them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just be contributing, you know, the best way that you can. You know, in your generation. Does that help, my girl?
Yeah.
Put the smile on your face to know that it's okay. You don't have to be such
Everything's
work.
gonna be alright.
That's right. So when you know that and you believe it, it's gonna be okay. I love your hair. That's what mine was looking like earlier. It's all over the
Like
place.
flowers.
So who's here? Make sure to like and subscribe. Oh my goodness. Yay, kisses from the Philippines. Alyssa. Oh my. Who do we have here? Who's on the list and who's watching?
Next is Aqua, then
Aqua
Daisy,
Goddess.
then Venus, then Adriana, then that girl, and then
So Emmy's daughter's reading will resume shortly. And my Daisy the unicorn, my unknown onion. And then we have Aqua is next, so we are back to the regular reads now. You guys are hanging out. So Aqua Moon or Aqua Goddess Woman. Okay, so what is the question? Uh-oh.
I'm gonna get home.
Are you off?
Yeah.
Yeah, see you later, my girl. Love you. Okay, have a good night. Be good. Stay out of trouble.
I'm going home this week. Okay.
See you tomorrow. Okay, bye, my girl. Alright, so back to just the general reading. Okay, so let's see what's going on for you, Aqua. AKA nobody's business. Let's see what's going on for you, Jody. So, Judgment card came out for you. So I feel that maybe you are going to end up getting, you know, some news come and being delivered to you. Whatever that news being delivered, there's going to be a deliverance of some kind of news. We also have the Nine of Cups, so you could be dealing with more kind of coming to an end, but not quietly at the end, if that makes sense. And I think I have an idea as to where this is kind of going towards. That you're gonna, it's kind of like, it's almost like it's being sat on. It's not fully ready to come to a completion yet, but it's kind of like, it's in the works. Like it's like it's there, but not sure what or if it's going to be completed. It's almost like they're kind of waiting on something. There might be some delays in regards to it. But you may get news of this, that there might be, something that they can work with, but they have to do a little bit more, kind of looking into that aspect. Or they may just have to wait for certain information to come in. Okay, but you will hear news of this. You will hear the news coming through. Okay, hang on one sec. Okay. So this might be having you feeling like you've kind of blended into and become, a piece of the wall of it's been such a long time coming that you're still holding on, but it's almost like you've just kind of blended into the background with this. Not sure that you'll ever break free from it. It's kind of like it's kind of overcame. It's become you. Like your existence has become that existence. And you're not kind of being able to separate from that experience. It's kind of like it's morphed you into that experience, and it's kind of kept you there. So, maybe starting to like clear away some of the energy pertaining to that situation to the best of your ability, and kind of letting some of the stuff go before it consumes you. Not in a negative fashion, but it's like, it's become your identity, and it's not the identity that, you truly are, the person that you are. It's kind of taken and morphed you into, that feeling of, I am the experience. You're not the experience. It's the experience happened to you. It's now you have to separate from that experience and kind of, work through it and kind of put it to rest. Don't let it kind of become you, right? So you may be, going through that transition that may cause you to have to shake the foundation a bit. It may shake up your foundation, that transition, because right now you're kind of like in a well, whatever kind of mode, right? You're just allowing it to kind of continually grow and take over. You see how the vines have taken over him, right? It's kind of taken over everything. So you may end up experiencing a transition, a shake-up to your foundation, okay? Like the AC/DC song, Shake My Foundation. That may cause a little bit of destruction, maybe emotionally, or in a sense of not in a negative kind of like destroy it and rip everything apart. I feel it's just going to shake up the foundations and kind of give you kind of a wake up to say, hey, we've got to do something and kind of move away from this energy. Okay, so it's definitely something that may come in that it's going to give you a little bit of a a wake up call and say, hey, it's time to wake up and let go. It's time to move from this direction. This is not serving you. It's time to break away from the experience. Knowing that you can defend yourself against others and stand your ground. Like, don't let other people come up and challenge you. And then, maybe in the past you may have backed down before. Stand your ground and keep that, that strength and your power within your sword, right? If you have to wield a sword to get your point across, then wield the sword and get your point across. Stand your ground and stand in what you firmly believe to be the truth, that that is the truth, right? If you have any questions in regards to, what truth you have, ask the questions, so that you can get the clarity, so that you can get the, the answers to come forward. Okay, so we just had the Ace of Wands pop out just as I was shuffling before I just finished. So the Ace of Wands talks about the creative, birthing, inspiration. So find things that are inspiring to, get you moving in a different path, away from that kind of experience, that are going to bring some newness into your life, and that desire, get that fire burning again, that drive and the inspiration to want to move for your higher good, and just kind of let things kind of be in the past, because you can't go back to change it. You can grow and learn, and create that awareness so that you don't have to repeat the cycle again. And be aware of why this is now becoming a new adventure or a new journey. The new birthing of it. Of your energy moving forward. If that makes sense. All right, so that you're going to be in for a bit more delays, but you could end up hearing more news. They may end up being able to come with more information, but they may have to kind of take their time with it. Okay. But you won't have to be like feeling like you're on like a battle war with anybody. That's going to end. Like, you're not going to have to feel like you have to defend yourself anymore. You're not going to feel like you're like in the middle of like attacks on you, whether that be spiritually or physically or emotionally, whatever. You're not going to feel like you're right in the middle of it anymore. You're not going to have to feel like everybody's kind of coming at you. That's going to lessen, so you can actually kind of feel like you can breathe again and be able to have a life and not have to be like always on guard defending yourself. But there may be something surrounding your emotional well-being that you need to really be aware of and take notice of. You're not maybe nurturing your emotional state of affairs, or you're neglecting it, not taking it into view to really work with it, and acknowledging it, and being aware of your emotional connections to yourself. So you may be having a connect that you don't want to look at, or that you don't want to feel, but you have to kind of release it and feel it to release it, and understand why you have that experience, or experiences in your life when there's a lot of emotion connected to it. So you've really got to start nurturing your emotions, and having value to your emotions, because maybe in the past you just didn't feel that your emotions had any value, but they do, and they need to be kind of sat and kind of looked at and said, hey, my emotions matter. I have this emotional state that I've been kind of blocking, or not wanting to look at, that I need to take that time and nurture and understand that I am a human being. I have feelings, and I have value to my feelings. And honoring your own feelings, and whatever you're feeling at that moment, know that it's your feeling, and that's what you are going through, because it's only you that has to understand it. Nobody else has to have an explanation as to why you're going through it. That's for you to work through it, and for you to understand, right? So allowing yourself to have the connection, and create, understand the feelings, and maybe unlock feelings that maybe you haven't felt in a long time, just to be able to let go of that extra, so you're not having that chaos and destruction coming through. It'll lessen, kind of the blow, so it'll be a little bit easier to get through, right? Then you have the Sun, and again, not feeling like you're having to take on any challenge. Don't sit there and feel that because people are making comments, or saying things, or talking in any such way against what you believe in, that to take it as an attack. Just kind of just let it go. Just walk away and just be like, I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to fight. I'm just trying to here to live, and I want to enjoy my life and enjoy it. Whether the person or people or places or things want to be a part of that or not, that is out of your control. Let them, leave that accountability up to them. Just go about your own business and do your own thing. Don't let the other external forces decide how and when and where you want to be able to go, right? And how you want to live. Let go of that, that past traumas, or the emotional baggage that you've carried around. It's time to let it go, and understand those feelings that you maybe have smashed down for so long, that you're allowed to feel them. There's nothing wrong with feeling those emotions. We're created with emotion to not feel them, right? So getting back in touch with it, nurturing your feelings, and enjoy it. Understand the feelings that you haven't maybe felt in a long time. Nurture the ones that have kind of been laid to waste, and you haven't experienced in a long time. You may have those come up, and nurture the good vibrations that you're getting. Whatever emotion's coming up, just look at it and understand why it's coming up, or what the experience that's tied to it, and understand where it came from, and what the purpose of that experience was, and what it has taught you, and then you can release the energy. Right? You don't have to carry it with you anymore. Okay. So I'm just going to run to the bathroom. I will be right back, guys. I'm just going to put you on a 5-minute intermission, and I shall return. Oops, I guess I should take the microphone off. Okay, so I'm back. Oh. Okay, so, let's see here. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Who's all here? Excuse me. Pardon me. Okay, so where are we on the chat here? So we have Daisy is next. Daisy the unicorn? Daisy my onion? Alright, so Daisy, what's going on with you, Miss Daisy? What did you want to kind of focus on, your relationship, or what did you want to kind of look at? What did you want to... What does your higher self want me to focus on or work on? Okay. So let's see. Where... Okay. I'm going to pull from the other deck here. I like my Chinese tarot for when you're getting interpersonal. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try something. I want to see something. You're my trial run here, Daisy. I'm going to start using oracle cards as well instead of just tarot. So I want to be able to read with the oracle cards as well. So I got to practice. So you guys are, get to practice with me tonight with using the oracle cards. And see what, your higher self wants you to know. Gratitude. So gratitude is what your higher self wants you to know. So being grateful for what you have, and being, realizing that I'll read what the meaning behind it says. I just need to make sure that you guys are actually seeing this. So this is the card gratitude. I don't know if you can really see her, but that's gratitude. Bring it right in there. So you see how, it's kind of like, being grateful and emanating the gratefulness. It's almost like it's kind of like emanates from you about the gratitude that you put it out, that, things will come back to you. So it says, if you're struggling to make ends meet and experiencing challenging times in your career or business, you may overcome the present difficulty through gratitude. Stop dwelling on what you think is missing and be grateful for all that you already have. There is so much in your life to be grateful for, and it is as though gratitude and the universe showers you with blessings. There is no need for negativity. Fear of this only serves to block the universal flow stream of abundance from flowing through. Have faith and be grateful. Focus on which is positively, and all will be resolved soon. You may expect a positive outcome over the coming 3 months. So repeat this when you're kind of wanting to manifest or kind of deal with gratitude. Say that I give thanks for all the blessings in my life, and I give thanks for all the abundance in my life. I'm always safe. So if you're always coming from a space of knowing that you have the abundance, that you're creating more abundance because you have abundance. So keeping that frame of mind and that mindset of the abundance that you have is like, keeping a $5 bill in your wallet, to keep that money kind of creating that energy connection to whatever you're creating. If you're lacking or come from a space of that you don't have enough, then you're reiterating that out into the universe that you're not going to have enough. So you continually keep that cycle going, that energy flow. But if you say, I have everything I need, then you create, to have more of what you're already having that you are grateful for. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like be grateful that every morning you wake up and you get to breathe, you get another day, you get another shot at, it's like that post that I put on my Facebook. Be grateful for that you woke up this morning because there's someone that didn't, and just to be grateful to open your eyes and get to see the world again, because so many people don't get to see the beauty that we get to cherish, and being grateful for this sight that you have, even, or the breath that you get to know that you get to take when you wake up in the morning. You could be, dead for that whole 8 hours that you were sleeping, but knowing that you get to open your eyes again and breathe another fresh day, it's a great day to start again from that space of mind and that mindset from the beginning of the day till the end of it, and then at the night reflect on all the blessings and the opportunities that were presented to you throughout the day, right? So just being more honorable to, you know, your truth and what you're finding, where you are moving in the direction, and keeping it, you know, balanced, and keeping that harmonious energy coming in, you know, not sitting there and thinking or getting caught up in the negative kind of self-talk or the negative kind of aspects of life, and being caught into that negative cycle, and being kind of veered into it, you know what I mean? Right, so just kind of, you know, thinking, you know, throughout the day when you have a thought and you're, you know, being challenged with, you know, you run into somebody that may be disabled, and you look at what you're thinking about. What is your first automatic approach? You kind of sit there and go, oh well, this person, you know, I always come to the point of view that, you know, this person is less fortunate than me, that if I have something to give, then I will give it. You know, anything to make their life a little bit easier, to bring in, you know, a positive vibration for them, even if it's just for a brief moment they get to experience it, for the time that, you know, they get to interact with me, or, you know, but at least teach them how to create that for themselves, so they don't have to rely on, you know, it's like that saying, you know, and I don't like to go to religious sayings, but, you know, to teach a man to fish, you know, or to take a man fishing, feeds a man for a day, but to show a man how to fish feeds him for a lifetime. You know what I mean? So if you have an opportunity to be able to, you know, be abundant, or be able to offer some abundance to somebody else, to kind of shift that energy, to be able to have, you know, some energy flow for them and help them kind of get them on their way. You know, somebody that may be asking for change or whatever, if you have extra to give, at least give it to them. They have something in their pocket that they're able to, you know, and teach them, saying, you know, keep something with you at all times, so you keep that flow of money coming in. Don't spend your last penny, because then you have nothing to create more with, you know, when you're manifesting. You know, so if you have, like I have, this little dragon that I have. He's a Chinese dragon, and you can see him. He's sitting on coins right here, right? He's got, you know, those lucky coins, you know, being a Chinese dragon and being on a mound of lucky coins, right? You know, so he's got the mound of lucky coins, and on his back I placed $1, and I don't use that dollar, but that's a dollar that, you know, helps keep the flow of money coming in. You know what I mean? So there's money always coming in and flowing, and the abundance is always there, because I didn't spend that last dollar. And there's been times where, you know, you get down to your last dollar, and you really want something, and you're like, ah, oh, don't worry, but I'll have money tomorrow. And then you find out that, you know, you spend that last dollar, and then there's a delay in your money the next time you turn around. You know what I mean? So being aware of, you know, you have to have something to start with to create more. You know, you can't create nothing out of nothing. You know, so if you have nothing to use, or no tools to create anything with, you create nothing. You know, if you don't have the tools to build the house, or the hammer to hit the nail, you can't build anything. You know, you can't put that nail into the wood. You know, you can find other resources that might take, you know, more challenges, or create more, you know, problematic situations that, you know, you have to use a different resource that is going to be time consuming, or, you know, it's not going to be as effective as using a hammer, because you went and sold your hammer, or loaned it to someone that lost it. You know, now you're out, you know, so making sure that you have everything that you need, and the tools that are going to help you on your journey, and to keep that abundance flowing, and keep things, you know, that have a purpose in your journey, right? The stuff that you don't really need, you can get rid of, or give it to somebody that can use it better than you can, you know, so that they have something to create with, or something that they can start with to create it, right? You know, so you know, just starting with something, and just, even if it's starting with, you know, keeping $1 in your wallet to create more money, if you're finding that you're having financial struggles, keep always, you know, a $5 bill, and don't spend your last dime. You know, always keep somewhat of change, so that you have, you know, the money to be able to create it, right? You know, and be appreciative of, you know, you know, you don't appreciate it, but don't look at, you know, somebody that may be disabled, okay? This just is for an example. And, you know, so say somebody has gone through a circumstance where they've had, you know, something happen to them, and they've lost use of their leg, or they've lost use of their arm. They broke their arm or shoulder or something. And, you know, you kind of look at them and go, oh, well, that was kind of dumb to do. Don't say that was kind of dumb to do. Say, you know what, I really hope that this person, you know, is able to, you know, overcome this and heal faster. You know, you want to send the energy, positivity in the vibration you want to connect on, not bring it into a low vibration and send out that negative intention or negative thought of, you know, less than. You know, always think for the highest good and think, you know, I hope that person can get through that and work through that. Then you'll get that in return. You know, you'll get the energy back, coming back and saying that you'll be able to, you know, go through the struggle and you'll be able to overcome it. You know, you keep your vibration flowing at a higher level, right? Not sitting and getting caught in that downward spiral into negativity, right? You're very welcome, Daisy. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Yes. Share with friends and family. And also don't forget to check out my Facebook page at Mystic Oracle 333 Tarot, where you get to see where the draws happen, you know, special pricing for readings. You can all find the information there. That's where I end up doing a lot of the posts to end up doing readings. That's where you can also get in touch with me if I'm not doing a live stream. You can get in touch with me there to book a private reading, to book a more in-depth private reading if you'd like. So that's how you can get a hold of me. One of the moderators can throw that into the chat and let you know on the Facebook page. Here, actually, what I'll do is I will go and put the link in the chat for you guys to be able to find me easy. And go and follow the page. Send a like. You know, then you'll get notifications through Facebook when I do go live. You know, and when I'm doing readings. I am going to start offering free readings on my actual page as well, so that I don't have to spend time doing like live streams. So I'll drop like posts there where you can put your name down, and I'll do like 5 people one day and maybe, you know, 10 love relationship readings, or, you know, I'm going to, you know, kind of spin it up a bit on the actual page as well, you know, so you guys can have opportunities to get another opportunity to have a reading done, right? So, you know, they'll be quick, simple, you know. Maybe I'll do a few pendulum posts, but that's where you can find all my my posts in regards to getting opportunities. If you don't get a live stream done or have one done and during a live stream, then that's another way that you can be able to get opportunities to have a reading done, right? So we'll do a few more readings here. Let's see what we've got here for Venus. So Venus, what is your question? Okay, so we're going to close the list because I don't want to go too long. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can probably do those 7, Daisy. The list, we're going to close it because I don't want to. It's already going on 10:15 here. So we're going to try to get through these ones. If we have time for a few extras at the end, we'll see how it goes. But you guys can definitely hit up my Facebook page, drop it a follow and a like, and you'll be notified whenever I post there. You'll get notifications, or you can follow me on Twitter at Lone Oracle, Mystic Oracle Tarot as well on Twitter. Anything in regards to Mystic Oracle 333 Tarot is how you'll find me. So just remember the name, and you'll be totally in for knowing everything, and, you know, that has to be in correlation to that. So, you know, if you're questioning where you can find me, just look up Mystic Oracle 333, and that's how you'll be able to kind of know that you've got the authentic, true Mystic Oracle 333, that it's not somebody trying to, you know, take over. You know, we might have like an imposter, even though you'll have the real me on the other side of that reading. Venus in Scorpio. Venus, are you here? And if you don't answer, you know, we have the list. I don't want to kind of draw away from the reading. So if, you know, Venus isn't here, then we can move on to the next one and just kind of keep an idea as to where you are on the list. Know that you're coming up. Adriana, are you here? And thanks again, Daisy, for being such a great moderator, and also to you, Aqua Girl. That's an awesome Aqua Goddess. And to Ashley Booth. I don't know if Ashley's still here or not, or if she left. But know that, yeah. Okay, so Adriana. Okay, so what was your question? Drop your questions Have your questions ready, guys, so that we can kind of keep this kind of going at a little faster speed. You know, I'm starting to feel that kind of, the leg. I kind of hate having that kind of leg kind of kick in. It's like, I gotta stay vibrating high and keep moving, you know, keep the energy going. My Venus is in Scorpio too, and my zodiac sign is also Scorpio. Oh, really? I don't know. Venus is in Scorpio. I'm a Cancer, so, you know, I'm wait. I don't have anything in mind, I don't think. I haven't checked, though. I haven't been checking my Venus, Jupiter, or anything, if it's in where it is sitting, but I've just been kind of, you know, leaving it up to the universe and releasing control of the outcomes. Just kind of going with the flow of things and just kind of, you know, not putting a timeline on my life, you know, and trying from a different approach where, you know, my schedule gets wonky, you know, I'll stay awake all night and then sleep for like 4 or 5 hours a day and then get up at like, you know, anywhere between 10 and 1 o'clock in the afternoon and then, you know, go all day and all night again. And then, you know, it cycles through like it, you know, gradually, and then you fall asleep at 7:30 and then it kind of works through till, you know, but it gradually gets back into a routine after a while, but, you know, it will cycle through and end up coming like a full circle for me within a matter of a few days. So Adriana has posted her question. You're a Cancer moon. Ah. Okay, so a general love reading, please. Okay. Well, you definitely have somebody that wants to come forward and make an offer. This could be a masculine, a younger gentleman. You know, I don't know how old you are, but somebody that's young at heart, young energy, a prince-like quality with the Knight of Pentacles. You know, there could be a messenger that may end up delivering the message of this interest, of this pentacle, or the energy coming forward. But it's also telling you that, you know, you're starting on a new journey. You know, with the Fool card being your present card, you may be embarking on a new kind of direction, or maybe thinking about a new direction that you're heading. You may have closed out a relationship with this person. This could have been a recent relationship that you've ended that, you know, just wasn't in the cards for you, wasn't in, you know, a benefit to you. It wasn't working, okay? So now you're being directed into a new journey, a new experience. So a new opportunity is going to present itself. With this Knight coming in as well, it could be, you know, a delivery of news, or you may end up hearing it through another source of this interest, this love interest that could be wanting to come forward, but may send a messenger to get the message delivered. So you might hear a third party from another source about this person's interest in you. So a friend could end up telling you that they know a friend that has a friend that's interested in you. It's going to be through a word of mouth, so it's going to be, you know, from one source to another source to you. Okay, but there's going to be like a middle person that's going to bring the message to you of the said interest, because the other person may not be, you know, might be shy in nature and maybe is unsure about your conditions or your circumstances, you know, knowing that maybe you're in a relationship and not knowing that you're out of it. So it's kind of reserved it back till, you know, if she is available, then let her know. If she's not, then just kind of keep it on the DL. You know what I mean? But I feel that, you know, because you're embarking on a new kind of direction, you're being a little bit more relaxed. You're being a little more carefree. You know, there's still risks and everything involved. You know, so be careful where you're headed. You know, be aware of your surroundings, more or less. Like, don't keep don't be looking up and trying to walk. You know, don't be staring at the sky and you're trying to, you know, walk forward, because you might run into a tree or, you know, run into something if you're not keeping your eyes on the prize, you know, keeping your focus and what's coming towards you. If you're too busy looking everywhere else, you're not going to see what's coming, and you may miss it. It may pass you right by, and then you're just kind of like catching it out of the corner of your eye and it's already gone. You know, so keep looking forward and look at what's coming towards you and being prepared for this opportunity that may present itself. But I feel that it's going to come through a third party message, or it's going to come through another source and result. Okay, so this one is going to go there. Okay, give me one second. I got a few cards that jumped out here, but it's not going to be a fast, you know, you may still be possibly with this past relationship. It may, have been over rather quickly. So it could have been a short-term relationship that you were in, not really a long-term kind of, it was over before it began kind of thing, is what I heard. So this new journey is leading you away from that energy. So leading you away from what you experienced, leading you in a more healthier or more productive kind of journey. So it's your option whether you want to, reciprocate the relationship, or if you're not ready to, take on a relationship, then just be straightforward with the person that's delivering the message and just let them know that you need time to heal and just need some space to kind of figure out what's going on for you. You may not want to feel like you want to embark on a relationship right now. You may be feeling that, you don't want to nurture a relationship right now. You could still be just because of this past relationship has kind of, left you kind of raw and hurt, and you're just kind of trying to, lick your wounds and get on with it, right? So your options aren't going to be like, you're not going to have an overabundant amount of people coming forward and professing that they want to be in a relationship with you. Your options will be limited. Like, you're not going to have a lot of people coming forward. Like they always say, when you're single, it never seemed to find anybody, but when you're dating someone, they all seem to come out of the woodwork. So it seems like that's what's going to be happening for you in the areas of love, that the options may not be, are there, but they're just not visible or presenting themselves because you may be not looking at in the right direction. You may be looking at the past direction. You're looking in different places where, you're just not successful at finding love. So maybe changing your perspective and changing where you normally would look for love, and try different avenues. Look for the options to become available, right? So wherever you might be looking probably is not going to lead you into a direction of finding love. It's going to lead you away from it, right? So being aware of that. Okay, so does that help at all? I don't know if that helps the situation. Gives you some insight as to where you are on your journey. What is this connection that I feel I have with Steve? Okay. What is the connection that you feel that you have with Steve? Okay, so the connection you feel you have with Steve. I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay. I think this is a past life relationship that you're coming to experience in this lifetime. There's definitely past energy coming forward that's being presented. So this could have been an experience or a journey that you've had in a past life with this person that you wish to kind of relive or re-experience. But usually what happens is when you come into a second incarnation or into this incarnation, usually the roles have changed. So you may be on the opposing foot, whereas you could have been the receiver instead of the giver, and he could be the giver instead of the receiver now. So your roles in regards to the relationship have probably flipped for you to kind of gain the perspective and kind of understand, what was the outcome that you created, and now you get to kind of experience it to be on the other side of, the delivering of that. So now it's almost like you delivered it, and now in this lifetime you're here to catch it, like you time warp, right? So whatever you delivered in a past life is what you get to experience in this life. You know what I mean? So you're kind of like bringing that energy through it and choosing to experience that and bring it into understanding and comprehension, if that helps. It's not, it could be very a modern day kind of energy, meaning that you are probably in the more modern day kind of era for this energy. I feel like it could have been, like medieval times, you know, that you guys had an interaction or an experience coming together at that point that, you know, almost like it could have been, what I'm kind of seeing here is like over in like England era, like old medieval time era, is kind of what I'm seeing for you. It could have been like in Holland or somewhere of that nature, is what I'm kind of picking up for you. If there's synchronicities and familiarities that you feel that you're being drawn to, or interests that are, you know, kind of drawing you into a certain avenue or interest that you never thought you would understand or ever thought you would dream of being part of, may come up for review, you know, so that you get to experience. And you know, if there's something that's fear-based, there could have been something that had happened in the past for you, right? Or we may be married in the past. I feel like there was like that you guys shared a home, and back in those days you would pretty much have to be married to be in the same dwelling, because what I'm picking up is that you guys had a dwelling together, so you would have to be pretty much cohabitating. You'd have to be married, like back then, back in that generation, to be cohabitating without a marriage decree was pretty much like a big sin. Like you just didn't do that, you know, you were tagged as a certain type of person if you engaged in extramarital, you know, circumstances, you know what I mean? So being aware of that time and era, you know, so maybe maybe this time around you're having to experience it from a different kind of approach. You know, you could have been the one that was the seeker, and he could have been, you know, taking the relationship part, the female part, and coming in this lifetime incarnating as a man. You know, so getting the two perspectives and understanding the masculine and feminine dynamic, and understanding the point of view that he was, you know, maybe not receptive of, or, you know, kind of taking on the role of, you know, wanting to have that experience, right? Right, so, you know, there's a lot of similarities, you know, so this is definitely a past life energy that you guys are experiencing, you know, something that you guys can, you know, kind of have as like a zone to go to, like a safe knowing that, you know, you have that familiarity, and that it's almost like you have like that sacred kind of, this is how you're going to know that, you know, we were together before, and you guys probably figured this out prior to, you know, if we ever get to reincarnate again, that, you know, this is what I want to know. And you could have had this discussion while you were in spirit form and said, okay, well, I want to experience this time, and I want to have this experience, but I want you to be part of it, and I will know that, you know, we're going to stay on the path, you know. And I'll tell you from honest to God truth, when I did mine, my partner that I have now, we interacted for probably, the bizarre thing was, I went on my path. I was on my path in my direction. I was headed in my, you know, direction that I wanted to head my life in. And oddly enough, the partner that I have now, we interacted, I think it was seven years prior to us meeting. We interacted, and that was the first time. And we actually interacted at a workplace that we were working at. And that was our first interaction. I never introduced myself at that point. I didn't introduce myself until probably a couple of weeks later at the local bar. After we'd all go and have a drink, and after work, and we'd sit down there. And I introduced myself then. He was, you know, by himself. And the thing was, everywhere that I would interact with people, he knew. Like we had the same, you know, he was running this path and I was running this path, and we were running parallel to each other for 7 years. And everything that, you know, he would end up in an area that he would tell me that, oh yeah, I remember doing that, or I remember experiencing that person, or this situation. And we sat down one night and we were talking about it. And he actually, just before he moved in with me, his brother had moved into the exact house that I had lived prior to us meeting, that I had just moved out of. And his brother was living in the exact same suite, house and all, that I had lived in prior to meeting him, like 6 months later. after I moved out of that place. I ended up meeting him 6 months later, and he actually was living at the residence that I lived in prior to us meeting with his brother. Um, he actually, when we actually were just getting to know each other when he was living with his brother and he was staying at that residence. And when he came and when we ended up meeting, it was like prior, 2 weeks prior to him running into me, um, that he ended up, his brother had moved in and he ended up going to stay with his brother, and was staying there for, a month or whatever. And he actually lived in that residence that I actually lived in as well. So, it's not very, um, uncommon when you have that close of a synchronicity to put it into anything different. Um, and to know that, it was something that, I couldn't explain. Like, it just had no understanding. Like the possibilities are like 1 in a million that you and your partner would be that parallel and that close, before even knowing each other, that you were headed in that direction, that destiny trail was implemented a long time ago prior to coming into this incarnation, right? So that was, and I knew, I asked the universe to deliver me the person that was meant to be with me, that I came here to, kind of work out my karmic debt, or work out, the relationship so that we can come back into existence together. And that's who was delivered to me, ironically enough. And I still to this day am in disbelief of it, like just shocked that, I always have to keep going back to it and remind myself that, yeah, this was like just too much of a coinkydink, and to be that close in, every move that we would make. It was just like only like a week or two difference, and then it was getting closer and closer and closer into parallel. So it was like our time frames were going like this, and they were gradually being brought together. You know what I mean? And then it happened, right? So don't think that so there's the similarities, the synchronicities are not really coincidences. There's a purpose for it. There's a meaning behind it, and to understand it and develop on that, is a total different thing. Okay. We're scared to just maybe pursue something. Take your time at it. Take your time and just, kind of go with the flow. Don't rush it. If it's meant to be an experience that you're going to experience, it will happen. And it's just due course, and just allow it to kind of, you can present it to the universe and say that you're ready to embark on this journey, that, whoever is meant to be with you, that you're requesting to have them step forward and be part of the experience now, that you're prepared for whatever the universe is going to hand you, that you're willing to open and be accepting of what, is this person is being brought to you. And you will know, like after I did that manifestation, within a 3-week period, I already had my answer given to me, like literally handed to me on a silver platter right in front of me. And I was like, no, that's it. You just know, right? Without a question in your mind, you just know it is. It's bizarre. It scared the shit out of me at first. It did. That could actually really come into play. And it's like, what? Like how the hell can you explain that? There's an external force that's working, when your intention is for the greater good, or for the intent that you truly want to desire and experience. If you're doing it for self-loathing kind of experience, then you only get, exactly what you're putting out there. You'll get the ego-based, selfish person that's being selfish, that you asked for it, so you'll get the exact mirror of what you are trying to put out. Yeah, do some more research on past life energy and past life experiences, and do that and look into it. You can even Google past life experiences and past, what it's like to go through a past life experience with a loved one. There's a wonderful lady that can kind of tell you, can give you more information as to it. Could be revolving around your fears as well. I have a fear of heights. I have a fear of water, of drowning. I talked with a lady that did a channel for me, and she told me that I had a past life of being one of the victims of the Titanic, as well as being pushed off a high building by a loved one. someone that I was in a relationship with. That's why I have such an issue with the trust issue with people. Is that I don't trust anybody because it was done. I was facing forward, and it's like I can feel it happening and understand it totally clearly. It made sense to me that the person came up from behind and pushed me off the building. And that's why I have an extreme fear of heights. I can even get 6 feet off the ground and I panic. So either that or I was led up and then sent to my demise. So it gets very enlightening, and it can be a journey that you can either choose to go down, or you can kind of allow your fear to kind of control that experience, so you don't get to experience it. And then or you can be just open to it to understand you more in depth. It'll give you a lot of insight as to what fears you have and why you have them, what was the trauma that you suffered in a past life that you get to work through this time, and understand it, work through it and overcome it, right? It's a lot to take in. It's a very different, a very different avenue. Some people aren't prepared for sometimes what they hear. You have to really be an open-minded person and be prepared for what you get is what you get. And it went through, it all happened when I was doing my spiritual awakening. It lasted like months. I couldn't make sense of anything. And then when she gave me that journey, and she'd even told me I invited, had a memorial shelf in my house, and I had a picture of my partner's uncle that had passed away, and I put him on the shelf with all the other mementos from people that have passed in my life that I keep a memorial shelf, keep their memory alive on. And so I put him on the shelf, a picture of him on the shelf, and I blew him a kiss, and I phoned this lady, and she's all the way over in England. I thought she was a local lady, that she was close to me. And when I got in touch with her, she told me that she was all the way in England. And she says, whoever you blew a kiss to just now, just before we started talking, he's blowing one back at you. And no word of a lie, within half an hour of me blowing that kiss, that's when I got that message. So that's when my journey said, okay, this is real. This is something that you can't deny yourself anymore. You have to go in this direction. This is what it's being telling you to do. And so she helped me. She guided me and was my teacher for, I would say, about 3 years for my journey, and taught me a lot of interesting stuff. So, she's a fabulous woman. If you want to, I can give you her name. Send me a message on Facebook, and I'll send her a message with your name and everything, and then she can kind of go through it with you as well, and teach you, different aspects as well. She's an awesome teacher. She's fabulous. She comes from a very loving space. Teaches you that fear is nothing but false evidence appearing real. You don't have to fear it. That you can overcome your fears and work through them. And it's true, you can. There isn't anything that I fear today except for, my own personal, fears of things that I have to work through, like my height issue. I get freaked out of heights, and anything that puts me in danger or feeling like I could die from, I still panic. I have a panic attack. I don't fear it, but I panic over it. I would probably do it regardless because it's all for an experience. I'm a little bit more cautious with doing risky behavior or things that could cause harm to me. That could be a fear because I could have done something in my past life where it didn't wasn't in my best interest of doing, so maybe living a little bit more on the edge in one of my past lives that, could have caused me a demise, so, and having weird things happen with my awakening that came into play for me was something else too, that really made sense to me and understood. I had the experience of when I was in awakening that I felt like I had to be going in front of a bus, like I had been hit by a bus, and that I was supposed to experience that again. But it wasn't for me to experience again. It was for me to kind of bring into effect here and say that maybe that was what happened to me in the past. I got run over by a bus, that I got hit, and killed in an accident. So I'm very cautious when I cross the road. I'm extremely freaked out if, I see an accident. Now I run over to the aid, but, it could have been something in correlation to that, had brought that up for me in my subconscious, right, that I carried through. It's very very enlightening, so be prepared for hearing some really crazy stuff that you might not even be able to grasp or make sense of, but it'll unravel and it'll make sense to you once you start pulling that thread to unravel that package, pull that string off the package, take the wrapping paper off, and it'll all make sense. It'll make sense to you. You'll understand. You'll find the familiarities and the direction that it's meant for you to have. It's a bizarre aspect, but it's mind blowing. Like, you think your mind's open now. Your mind is not even close to being open until you open that Pandora's box in your life and past energy. It's like a whole different ballpark, a whole different ball of wax. Okay, so yeah, do your homework on it. Find out what the similarities are. If you're having, you're being drawn to certain aspects of your life or fears that you have to work through, that you've decided that you want to experience again or have come forward in this life, then you'll experience them. You'll unlock the key. You will unlock all the hidden knowledge that you have carried through. And it's very interesting. It can be very undermining to your journey, but at the same point it gives you more insight for you to be able to tackle your journey better this time around, so you don't have to kind of go through the same thing over again and repeat the cycle over again. You get to close it out and move forward, right? So Jocelyn posted the question. Where's Jocelyn? Can you get a general reading? Okay. Do you have like a specific area that you want to kind of focus on with your current state of affairs? Because I feel like there's one thing that's kind of standing out in your life that you are not wanting to either look at, or you're just kind of pretending that it's not happening, or you're just not wanting it to happen, but it has to kind of unfold in order for a change to come about, is what I'm kind of picking up for you, Jocelyn. In general, I could be here talking for hours to get to the, and then find out, oh, well, that's what I really wanted to know. So there's something that's you're wanting me to, play the guessing game to the direction you want to head in. But I think there's something very specific that's going on for you that you really want the truth, and you want to see if I'm going to hit the nail on the head. I'll tell you that I will. Love general. Okay, so, so that's makes it a little more easier. Okay, so you want to know about the love situation that's currently going on for you. So there's a situation going on in love. Okay, is what I'm picking up. So whether this be a current relationship or one that's, I'm kind of picking up that this is something that has been on your mind, whether this be a past relationship of somebody that you've already interacted with and wondering where they are with their frame of mind or their kind of direction that they're heading in. Hang on one sec. You can stay out too. Oh, I'm done with this door opening. I've had enough of her opening the door and just going out. Like, she should know how to shut it behind her, you would think, right? I always have to get up and close the door after her. She knows how to open it, but does not know how to close it. So if anybody knows how to train a cat to close a damn door after they open it, that would be, that would be the key to the world, the universe. That would unlock the universe for me, to make my cat, teach my cat how to close a door. She knows how to get it open, and she will do everything to get that door open, but she will not do anything to make sure that that door closes behind her. She's gone like a bolt of lightning, so she's a very smart cat. She's very intelligent, so if I could teach her to close the door, my life would be so much easier. I'd be like, okay, open the door, close it now, and it'd be like, a child. My life would be so much easier, and it would unlock my life into such a greater sense of being. Okay. Oh. Hang on 1 second, guys. Hang on 1 second. Okay, sorry guys, I'm back. Just had to take care of something there. So love for you. Okay, that's what's going on now. So like I was saying that, you know, there's something that's weighing, you know, finding out that maybe this person has where they are kind of sitting. Okay, so you may have a reconciliation coming forward, or be on more an opportunity may present itself to maybe revisit a relationship coming forward, if that makes sense. I feel like this person is going to come back and present you with an option. And I do feel it's somebody that you've had an experience with. So a past relationship, there could be a reconciliation, or a revisiting of the experience to better understand it. Whether you decide to go down that path and start a new relationship, I'm not sure. Let's see what else is in the card. This person is going to come forward and is going to present something to you. But I think that this is not going to lead you down a path. It's gonna blow everything wide open for you. Okay, this person is bringing this to gain either closure, or to finally set the record straight, or, you know, to finally end, you know, the relationship. If that, you know, because we have, you know, the Tower card, so there's something that's going to get shaken up. There's going to be, you know, a shaking of, you know, or an urgency to kind of reflect on something, if that makes sense. Okay. Feeling that, you know, the breaking of the, maybe breaking away from that experience and what has happened in the past, maybe he's coming back to kind of rebuild that under a better foundation or a better understanding, so that you guys would be able to have that reconciliation happen. I think that you guys went to that state of destruction. The relationship was destroyed for whatever reason. I got hair in my mouth. For whatever reason that it failed the last time, is still maybe very fresh in your mind. You understand the reasons why it broke down and why the destruction of that relationship had to happen. You may be coming from a better frame of mind, or a better understanding of how the dynamic of that relationship didn't work at that point. You may want to revisit and see if there's possibilities for it to be rebuilt, recreated, but just not under those circumstances. So, you know, kind of wiping the slate clean, coming to terms with it, letting it go, kind of leaving it in the past, but starting from a new, more solid foundation. So everything had to fall away for things to become new again and be able to be on a, you know, more solid foundation. Okay. Okay, so your future is looking... Okay, so you won't have as many challenges this time around. So the challenges that you might have faced in the relationship in the past are not going to present themselves. They're going to work more in your favor. They're going to bring new life. You know, those challenges that you did experience in the past are almost like your stepping stones. You're stepping into a new direction. You're stepping into a newness and a new avenue or new options that are going to create new growth. Like you're moving up, like you're going in an upwardly direction. So you're not having to face a downward kind of, you know, feeling, or feeling like you're going down with this relationship. It's going to be a more uplifting energy moving forward, that you're going to be moving from a higher energy, and you're going to be, you know, more balanced this time around, if that helps. Okay, Jocelyn. Okay. All right. So next on the list is... Who's on the list next? Next. And don't forget to subscribe, you guys. Let's get that subscriber count up. Let's get it up to 300 subscribers so we can have a draw for, you know, a half an hour free reading. So whoever, you know, ends up getting, you know, people to like and share and subscribe, you know, your interaction with the channel is going to be recorded through our little buddy, you know, our Streamlab buddy. Our Streamlab bot should be up and active here. So let me just double check to see if he's still working with us here, or if he's just kind of taking a break. Because I haven't heard anybody kind of get any upgrades for their levels. So we should be having some level upgrades, especially you, Daisy, because you're talking and interactive with the channel so much. So let's see if there's any interaction happening here for our little dude here. Let me see here. Yeah, Jenny Lynn just subscribed. Yay, Jenny Lynn! Thanks for subscribing. It makes it worth a while, right? So Jenny, are you here? Jenny Lynn just subscribed, so Jenny should be here. There she is. I see her. So let me just see about our little dude that's supposed to be taking notes of all this for me automatically, and just get him back into view here. He might be sleeping on the job here. I'll just have to check in with him first and see what he's doing. See if he's awake and ready for work here, or if he's just kind of fell asleep on the job here. So I'm just gonna check into this, and we're gonna look into where is he? Where is our Bautismo dude? Where is he? One sec. Let's see. Oh, and if you guys end up typing !win in the chat, you'll end up being entered into the draw as well. So that's another thing that you guys might want to look at as well. Let's see. So we have, who's on level 1 here? Kayla, Char, Cortina. Okay, so we have people that are on level 1. So you guys are all in the running. You know, so make sure that you're typing messages and being interactive with the chat so that you can be boosted up. The person with the most messages, Daisy, right now, you're at level 3 right now with your input. You've given in 114 messages, which has put you at level level 3 already, and most people are still at 0 or 1, right? So being aware of, you know, how interactive you are with the chat will end up, you know, giving you a benefit at the end of the month, you know, as to seeing where you're kind of sitting, right? So at the end of the month, whoever has the best, yeah, so experience points. Daisy, you have 261 experience points. Shark or Tina has a total of 66. Angelfish has a total of 63. Lindy Capri has a total of 39. So, you know, it gives you a running rank, right? So Daisy, you've got a total of 261 in total. So, you know, get in there and start moving. Make things happen, shake, rumble, and roll, and be active, you know, when you're in the stream as well. So Jenny, lovely Yasmin, how are you doing? So, Jenny, do you have a question? And we are almost on the list. Yay, we're almost done, guys. Almost done. We're almost through the list. It's been a long day. It's been a good little stream here going on. We've been working hard at it. Okay, so hang on. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so where are we here? General love. Okay. General love for you as well, Jenny. Oh, my eyes are starting to bother me. I gotta have some more coffee. I can't drink more coffee. No more coffee for me tonight. I'm gonna be just like hookah. Give me one sec here. My phone just will not stop going off here. One second here. I'm just gonna change the settings so it stops vibrating here. It's just not doing so hot here. Hang on. Okay. So you guys are welcome to send tips and donations for your readings. You know, they're greatly appreciated. You know, kind of is your way of giving back, or you know, showing support for the channel to keep the channel up and going, and you know, keep it moving for me to be able to offer away, and, you know, give away free readings and stuff. It kind of compensates for that. You know, your way of giving back for your free reading. You know, it's like a, you know, give and take relationship here. Timer. Okay, general love. So Jenny Lynn. Yeah, I'm starting to feel it though. Starting to burn out. Okay, so you could be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces energy. You could also be dealing, this is a water sign, so dealing with an emotional connection pertaining to love or lack thereof, depending on what kind of direction you're heading in. I feel that if this is in correlation to, you know, this could be in correlation to a Scorpio in specifically, you know, but there is a lot of water, so this could be in correlation to you both being water signs, both being water signs, and could be interacting, you know, on a more emotional connection. One may be blocking the connection, and one may be very open connection on your connection. So one may be kind of blocked and kind of, you know, want to step away, or just doesn't want to be connected, or has disconnected in a fashion that it's kind of left you with this open connection that you're trying to create something more. Okay, does that make sense to start with? I feel that you have the knowledge. You may be having information that you're withholding from your partner, or, you know, there's something that you have a sense of knowing about somebody, or being able to tell about this person. You know what I mean? That they may think that they aren't really that, you know, connected, or that's being shared. But you have like you know, it's like a sense of knowing about people, and being able to kind of feel them out before they get there, right? So you're the Pisces. Okay, so this is definitely in correlation to you. So you may be trying to connect with somebody that's not open to a connection, or is kind of, you know, iffy about it, that might be kind of questioning if they want to take this journey and be in this connection. So you might be dealing with somebody on an emotional level that doesn't or isn't emotionally available. That, you know, is kind of, you know, kind of here and there, like he wants to be there, but he doesn't want to be there. He's there, then he doesn't want to be there. You know, playing that, you know, cat and mouse game kind of thing going on. You know, going in whatever direction kind of pleases him. You know, kind of moving in that direction of wherever the wind blows me is where I'm gonna go. You know, like nobody can kind of hold me down kind of energy, right? It's just kind of flowing wherever he feels like going. You know, which is not, you know, something that you want to have that balance and that surety and that you know, that foundation structure that you need, the surety and the comfort and the security that you're seeking. I don't think that you're going to be finding it with this person. This person is too free-spirited, like would rather just kind of go wherever his heart would take him and just kind of be gone, you know, like not thinking about the end result prior to it. So, you know, it's like, you know, catching a glimpse of a butterfly in a field and following the butterfly, and then another one comes and then it's off to a different direction. So not really having a focused, you know, direct line to anything, just wherever, you know, wherever it goes, you know. So not having like that foundation, that rooted kind of, I want to work from this kind of space. It's like, well, you know, he's distracted very easily from, you know, the purpose or the main goal. You know, he has things that'll come in and just kind of take his mind here, and, you know, come in and take his mind over there, and not being focused and being connected and in the relationship, if that makes sense. Give me 1 sec. I just have to let my cat in. Get in here. Little shit. Little shit. Get going. Take care of your babies. Go see your babies. Your babies are crying. Go on. Go see your babies. Babies are in the room crying for you. You can hear them all the way out here. So, it's your option if you want to, you know, maybe approach this aspect, or, you know, kind of bring this to light, you know, instead of holding on to it and kind of creating, you know, a negative vibration or resentment due to this fact, right? You know, because you do have to create that connection. That flow has to come back. You know, you have to, you know, the cup runneth over, you know, if you guys are back in connection and communicating and on the same wavelength. You know, it's like he's kind of blocking having a connection. He's just kind of, you know, not into it, but he's there, but he's kind of like got one foot out the door, you know, to the next experience or to the next kind of distraction that's going to take his mind away from the relationship. So just being aware of that. But, you know, if you guys can get back in touch and get back into that state of connection, then you guys will have that abundance. You'll have that energy flowing back to the way that it once was. You'll have the abundance and the emotional connection that you're seeking will runneth over with the support and, you know, the functioning kind of aspect. Okay? All right, so who's next on the list? Miss Daisy. And we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. We're almost done. So don't forget to check out my page. Hit me up on Facebook. Stop by the page. Send me a message so you can get interactive with there as well. So you get like notifications for when I post on my page, and you know, you never know what's going to happen over there. It's a hit and miss sometimes, and sometimes you'll end up being right there, and you know, you've been separated since April. Okay, so that's where the explanation of. So Kim, broke up with my boyfriend. We have no communication right now. Does he still love me and will we reconcile, or should I move on with another guy that is interested in me? Okay. First off, I think that you'd be foolish not to have other opportunities going on while, you may have broken up and be in separation right now, but that doesn't mean that your life has to stop and be holding on to the fact that, you were in a relationship and that you're still having that loyalty and that sense of, you are free right now. You are free to do and move in any which way you so choose. You don't have to, stay in a space of, I can't, be with someone else because I love him. The other person has chosen to check out of this relationship, and has chosen to kind of move in their own direction and kind of go and move in a direction that's suiting them. And, you guys may not be in union, and for you to stop having a life or, experiencing other people and understanding, if this person is truly what you want, or if this was just kind of, a temporary solution to a temporary problem or lack thereof. Was there something that you wanted that you were seeking that, you don't need anymore, that you kind of fulfilled with this journey, but are just not willing to kind of, the fear of the unknown of possibly being with someone else, because it's the only thing that you haven't experienced being with someone else, or you may have moved into a path of, experiencing other things. They may have done this. This could be vice versa, and this is doing it without cards. But I'm feeling that whatever is kind of pulling your heart, or whatever direction you're being pulled in, whether it be wanting to sit around and wait for someone until they're ready, and missing out on any opportunity of having other experiences and possibly meeting somebody that's having a better experience with, and really gets you, or wants to be a part of your life. And if it is just a temporary situation, that you can move on and say, hey, I learned that, I just can't be with that type of person, or that, I was, filling a space in a time in my life that, I couldn't understand, but I understand what the purpose of that person coming into my life was, and if there is a possibility for reconciliation, I think it would probably end up being on your terms. I don't think that, this person may come back and want to revisit it, but I think that it's going to be you that makes a decision, that should be able to say, I've kind of thought about it, I've had time to kind of experience different things, and I really don't want to revisit that, kind of relationship. Because I think that's what's going to happen here, is that you're going to end up, moving on with another person that's interested in you, that's going to show you that time and appreciation, right? That's going to give you that validation, that time, that's commitment. To be with somebody that doesn't want to be in a relationship that you've broken up with, is kind of like a way of saying, it's been fun, it's been nice, but I need to move in a different direction, and experience it. Let go of the fear of not finding somebody that's going to be, if not better than, the past relationship. I always hear, getting ready for my next past mistake. You know what I mean? Never look at it as a mistake. Learn it as an opportunity to, grow and develop it, and understand you and how you operate, what makes you tick, the people that the qualities that you want in a person. It kind of gives you, the experience to say, okay, I don't want that in a guy. I don't want those qualities because I didn't like how that made me feel. Or write yourself a letter right now that is fresh in your mind, that you can write everything about the relationship while it's still fresh in your mind, that you can turn around and go and look at, 2 or 3 weeks later. And whenever you feel like you want to go and reconcile, read that letter and see about what yourself is trying to show you, that you weren't seeing from the outside perspective, right? Reconciliation is only at the agreement of both parties, right? If you're not in agreement, the reconciliation will happen. If you're going to sit idly by it and just kind of put your life on hold for somebody that's, out doing their thing and experiencing different people, and you've sat and put your life on hold, you're going to end up creating resentment because they weren't loyal. They didn't stop because you stopped. They're still going on about their life, and they're still going and doing things, whether you're part of it or not. And the longer that you sit there and hold on to the fact that, you're stopping your life for somebody that's, doesn't have any regard for it, and you're in the same playing field of being able to go on and experience it. Doesn't mean you have to get into a committed relationship, but it doesn't mean that you can't go on and experience different people and get to know other people and different qualities that maybe might move you in a different direction completely. Maybe there'll be something that'll be revealed to you that you won't even think about twice about moving back to that. Maybe a better thing is going to come into play. So two people have to be in agreement to have a reconciliation. So get out there, experience, other opportunities. They're doing the same thing. If you want to revisit, to, to revisit it later on when you feel that you want to, or you may find that you may not want to. It all depends on what kind of area and space that you want to come from. Do you want to move on? Are you ready to move on? Are you still holding on to, hope and a prayer and a dream that this is going to be reconciled while they're out enjoying it? Is what I'm kind of picking up. Is that you would put your whole life on hold because, you've grown that attached to that person, that there is love. That doesn't mean the love's going to die, but it just means you're just going in a different direction. And, if it comes back to, allowing them to kind of figure out what they want to do. And if it comes back and you're, moving in that direction, then move in that direction. Do you have children? And I'll explain why I asked that question. The role that they're being placed in with you is maybe not the role that they want to take on right now. And I'm talking about being a father figure or taking on that aspect in their life right now. So if you've been talking about having children and kind of getting really serious, this person isn't prepared to be really serious. They're not really wanting to take on that role of the responsibility of being a father, moving in that direction at this time. Okay? To be honest with you, they're not willing to take on that father role or to be in a father role kind of position. And I'm just being honest with you. That's the card that popped out. They're not willing to take on that responsibility right now. They're not ready to settle that and just be on their way with that. Okay, so if this resonates with you and you understand that, then maybe it's something that you need to reflect on and say, okay, I understand, and I'll let you just kind of have yes, but not with him. Okay, so which him are you talking about? Are you talking about the person that you broke up with, or the person that is interested in you doesn't want to be the father role? Just wants to have an experience with you and get to know you and enjoy some moments with you. Why do people get so committed in relationships that, they get so hung up on one person and one person only that they forget about the rest of the world? Like, it's like the world becomes non-existent, like you just can't, even look the other direction. A guy walks by and you can't even be looking. You know what I mean? Like, where's that coming from? Feeling like you can't have a life beyond that person, in case you might get back with them, but they're out doing whatever they want. So what is good for the goose, I feel, is good for the gander. If your ex-partner is out enjoying himself and being in the company of other people, then you should be doing the same. And not out of spite, that's not what I'm saying, but doing it out of because that's something that you need to experience. Okay, so you have to figure out where you want to go and what you're really truly desiring and what you want in a partner. You need to write a pros and cons list of what your expectations are of a relationship. You need to understand where you're headed and what you're wanting, so it saves you a lot of having to look in the wrong direction at something that is perfectly good. And it all depends on your space and where you see yourself. If you see a potential there, then wait for him. If you're saying, I can, wait for him and still live my life, and yeah, like you're dating, then date. There's nothing saying that, he's going to come running back fast. I'm not getting that sensation. I think he's looking yonder. He's looking out for, you know, the world's his oyster, and he's not ready to kind of settle it down yet. He wants to go in. You know, he could be revisiting some past relationships that he needs to resolve before he can move forward. You know, that maybe are manifesting in his life. You know, that he has to close out for himself. Right? So revisiting the past for him might be a very painful place for him. That maybe he was feeling it was starting to head that direction. So he took a shortcut and just decided to separate from the relationship before it got too heavy and too painful. Right? So it's hard to say, darling. As far as reconciliation, I think you should just go on and date. You know, it doesn't mean you have to go and commit to the first guy that walks by. You know, you can go out and have dinner dates and go out to movies and just have friendship. You know, it doesn't mean you have to be in a committed relationship, and try being in a non-committed relationship for a while and see where that leads you. Maybe there's something that, you know, you realize that you can get along with people and enjoy the company of another person and not have to have, you know, that commitment and that obligation. You know, maybe there's just too much fed into that obligating, you know, a little bit of free will and enjoying the other person and valuing them for what they are, you know, other than making it feel like it's a chore and that it's obligation, so you have to do it. You know, when a relationship gets like that, there's time to kind of reflect on it and say, what the fuck is going on here? You know, why am I feeling like this is such a chore and it's something that you don't like? We don't like to do chores. You know, that routine might be getting mundane and just kind of repetitive. You know, that there's no excitement, there's no, you know, no change, there's no developing, there's no advancing, there's, you know, you just kind of hit that rut and you're staying in it. You know, so it all depends on where you want to head. You know, where do you feel yourself? Where do you see yourself in 5 years or even a year from now? Do you even see this person being part of your life a year from now? And I can tell you right now, you can say no to all those questions because you don't. You know, if you're making plans and you're out dating, you're already subconsciously made that decision that you're going to move on. And, you know, maybe it is the best for you to do. You know, not sit there and worry about something that you know, is already done. You know, allow it to kind of cool off, have its cool off period and enjoy your life. And, you know, if it comes to a point where you want to revisit and you feel comfortable doing it, then revisit it. Otherwise, then just walk away. You know, and keep it on the back burner kind of thing. When it comes around, then you can either revisit or just be, you know, done with it. You know, you'd be able to let it cool off and kind of come into focus a little bit more clarity. Alrighty. All right. Let's see, who else is here? Who's the next on the list? Kim, I think that was it for readings, isn't it? Kim, and then we have Lovely. So Lovely. Hello, my ex-partner Gemini, baby mama Virgo, the real cause of our separation. Is my ex-partner the Gemini? Okay, baby mama Virgo, the cause of our separation. I am Jasmine Scorpio, but even though she is engaged and lives with someone else, they are having intimacy. Thanks. Okay. And you're enabling the situation to not have any boundaries in regards to this, or standing your ground and creating that respect. Okay. If your intuition is telling you that, and there's been reason for you not to believe anything different, and you know that you know they are having intimacy, why would you want to stick around and just be treated so unfairly? There's no respect for you. There's no respect for your union. There's no respect for you as a person. You know, he's got more respect and would rather be in a circumstance with his ex. So go and be with your ex, you know, the baby's mama, or, you know what I mean? You want to know if there's something going on in that concept. So you don't have any proof that this is happening, and you want proof. You want me to kind of feel it. Oh, if he is having intimate relations with her. Okay. Are they having, okay, I couldn't see that far away. Are they having intimacy? Okay. I'm going to pull my pendulum down here. Where's my pendulum here? Give me one sec. So we're going to use the pendulum on the last read here as well. Give me one sec here. Stuck. So I've got lapis lazuli healing crystal in the end. And then I'll do a pendulum, and then I will pull a card for you to see what's going on. So in regards to Jasmine and her partner, is there a third party situation going on here in regards to her partner and their ex-baby mama? So I'm getting a no. And the pendulum's saying no, that there's not an intimate relations going on. That doesn't mean that he's not having contact, on the other hand, because it is baby's mom. But I don't see that they're having a third-party situation happening on that intimate level. Let's see what cards have to reveal. Because I'm getting, you know, I think there's still feelings there, but I don't feel that he would be acting on them, is what I'm kind of picking up. But I feel that there's still, you know, a sense of feeling of there's still some feelings that haven't been resolved that need to get, you know, kind of resolved, you know, moving forward. Okay, is what I'm kind of seeing. As far as the cards now, what is going on? He may be approaching this as being a knight in shining armor. So he's feeling that, you know, being at the beck and call of someone and feeling that need to be part of something, or somebody's life, being able to be that savior, that saving grace, that knight in shining armor coming to the rescue when everything kind of is building, you know, it's kind of like an ego kind of aspect that he's kind of coming from. So he's building up his ego. So he's trying to validate himself and trying to find out his worth. But he's going about it the wrong way. He's going into energy that's not serving of him, that's taking advantage of that kindness for weakness, knows how to manipulate him into getting what she wants, so she will use that. You know what I mean? You know, so, you know, she's manipulating the situation to her benefit, is what I'm kind of getting on this. But I don't feel that there's an intimate relationship, but I feel that she is kind of, you know, knows how to push the buttons to get what she wants out of the situation for her best benefit. So, you know, put the money in the hand, you know, oh, I'll just say this, and I know that he'll come running, and I can, you know, manipulate it, you know, to kind of poke the bear, if you would, please. You know what I mean? So it's more like she's a manipulative type person that, you know, if she can benefit from causing, you know, distress and pain that she's kind of had to go through, and she's kind of creating that for somebody else, she feels like she's overcoming and she's achieving something in a, you know, higher fashion, that she's in control of the situation. Whereas in all reality, she's making it a worse matter for herself, energetically wise. You know, because she's putting out that energy of, you know, that maybe come back into play for her in a future relationship where, you know, she's going to get that treatment from her partner because that's how she's been treating other people. So what you get out is what you'll get back. So she may end up in a relationship where she gets used, you know, getting taken advantage of, and she's giving her all, you know, to be with a person, and they're just, you know, taking what they can when they so choose to, and just kind of kicking the rest to the curb. When they don't need it, they don't need it, but when they do, they'll, you know, come on, and I will move in that direction. You know what I mean? I feel that when she found out he was living with someone, he totally changed. You found out that she was living with someone else. So he changed, or she changed. Or she started becoming more involved, knowing that he was dating somebody else, that there was a threat to her, you know, her kind of root. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying by that, right? So there was a threat to her resources is going to be kind of, you know, depleted. Maybe she's just that manipulative person that she's, really maybe a difficult person to deal with and wanted just to keep you out of that kind of zone. Um, you know, Maybe he wanted to create that buffer zone around you for your own safety, right? You know what I mean? Like not putting you in the line, right in the direct line of fire for her to have access to. You know what I mean? So there's something that's going on, where he's having to kind of keep the peace. He's like trying to be the peacekeeper between. He's trying to keep you happy with her happy, and it's frustrating him because he's being pulled in two different directions. He's trying to keep, the peace to be able to have visits with his daughter. So she may be, telling him, well, you can't have this, you can't have that, you can't see your daughter, and so she's using the child as a pawn in his life, which is causing, frustration with him, which he's, with you. And so the person that he's with the most, he's taking it out and releasing it because, he feels safe that he can do that and not feel that he's going to be, looked down on, or, he's going to be treated unfairly, by you. You know what I mean? So he's trying to kind of keep the balance in between without having, two of you end up meeting and then going at each other's throat and then just have, like that constant, he's trying to avoid, that conflict being created. Oh, lovely ass man. You would be the best judge of that. What are the terms? Is it, is he only coming by and that's all you guys do? You guys don't have anything other than that. When he does come by, then I would call it, your booty call. If he's coming by and saying, "Hun, let's go out for a movie," and then you come back, you have dinner, and you do the dirty. That's, there's a different aspect to that. It's not, for strictly sex. You know what I mean? Right? So you can be the best judge of that. What are the terms that he's coming around on? What are the terms that, he's kind of like come over and he's just not into doing anything, and he just, but when it comes to, doing the dirty, he's all for it. Are you spending time, kind of getting to know each other and going and enjoying things, and then ended up coming back to that? You got to have something that takes away from that, so you feel that it's, there's something that's being developed, not just, as satisfaction, right? And if you're enabling it, then where is he kind of with all this? Does he kind of have, does it intrigue him to know more, or is he just kind of whatever about it? Well, if you have issues around trust and you can't trust him, you're standing up and you're saying that, no, this isn't acceptable for me to have to be putting myself through, a negative experience. You're walking away before it becomes a problematic situation, right, lovely? So, follow your heart. If your heart's telling you one thing and your mind's telling you the opposite, follow what feels best to you. Which do you want to lead with? Do you want to think logically, or do you want to be emotional attachment to this person? Or do you want to, disattach and just kind of see where you're standing, if this is really a need that you have to have in your life? Is this a necessity that you have this person? Like, do they have more to offer to you than what they're giving you? You know what I mean? If they're giving you more than what they are willing to give you, and they're giving you things in return for your time and energy, then, weigh out, what is the motive behind it? Is there a motive? Is there a negative intention? Is there just a using intention? And really be honest with yourself as to what you're feeling. Because usually your signals will go off and tell you, but we tend to ignore them because we always want to see the best of the whole situation. You know, we want to have faith and be able to trust. But then when that trust is taken away, you know, it kind of makes it difficult to kind of move in a direction that's best suited for you, for the best interest of both parties. You know, you kind of get caught up in that whole, you know, spiral out of control kind of energy, right? So Jenny Lynn, let me just read over your comment here because I just saw you pop back in here. Hey, Missy, do you think I should reach out to him or wait for him to reach out? The person you picked up on, that is freaking amazing. You picked up on him. I've been told he's the soulmate, but it doesn't feel like it. LOL. You know, soulmates, twin flames, and karmic relationships are a whole different balls of wax. They're all different. The soulmate is something that you've already experienced, that you guys decided to come back into this lifetime and continue the relationship that you had found. It's a very deep relationship for the soulmate. You know, there's not a question in your mind. You could be dealing with either a karmic relationship, so you could be dealing with, you know, understanding the other person's perspective, or, you know, kind of having to resolve what had happened in a past life. Twin flame is, you know, an undenying, similar to a soulmate, but not quite as deep. Soulmates are there to teach you a lesson and show you, you know, the true self, and, you know, in this lifetime of where you came from and who you are and what you are, and, you know, taking away all that fake, implementing a programming that you had been given all your life, that everything ends up falling away and you're kind of left standing naked in a room. And this person isn't going to be the judgmental person. They're going to be a supportive, they're going to be a caring person, but they may not be aware of their intention, or aware that they're even doing, you know, or having control over the situation. And then there's other ones that you end up, you know, having the best experience possible. You know, it all depends on what you're wanting to experience. You know, are you wanting to resolve the conflict that you guys had maybe in a past life that, you know, you guys couldn't figure out, that, you know, you decided that in this lifetime you're going to experience opposite roles, to understand the other person, to know what it feels like, maybe for self-loathing purposes in a past life you weren't being aware of the other person's feelings or intention, and now you're getting it kind of smack dab, right pie in the face kind of thing happening for you. Or it could be, you know, that you guys had a really good connection, that you were in union, and, you know, you want to continue it out here, and that you guys were being led into experiencing it together, you know, for like literally lifelong partners. You know, that there's no other way that you would even look in another direction other than that person. That main focus is, you know, everything else in the world doesn't exist when the two of you are together. You know. Because twin flame relationships can actually be difficult. Some of them can be very easy. Some of them, you know, are very difficult. Some of them, you know, do your homework on the twin flame journey and really be, you know, don't get caught in that, you know, that it's meant to be and all that, because there's a lot more deeper kind of unraveling that happens with a twin flame journey that a lot of people deny, or they refuse to look at. They just want to look at all the good things instead of, you know, doing the actual work that is being taught by that twin flame connection. You know, there's one, just Google twin flame connections, how to know if you're in a twin flame connection, what are the purposes of a twin flame connection, and really understand, and then you get more insight into it. It's very deep. It can be very wearing on the soul. You maybe feel like you just can't do it anymore, but the result is, are you giving up too soon like you did in the past life, or is this how the other person kind of felt and decided to give up and not trust in the process, right? You have to understand that, you know, if this is something that you want to experience, then experience it. You know, there's nothing bad that can come of it, other than you may end up in non-union. You may end up walking away and saying, you know, I'm not ready for that. You know, it's too much work. I'm just not prepared to go through that again. You know, you're just not feeling that that's right timing. Because either the person might not be on the same wavelength, or understanding that, you know, this is going to take a lot of work, and it's going to bring out some aspects of your life that, you know, you don't want to look at. and they will end up unraveling that for you, and you know, bringing you into a better state of being and building that foundation, right? Your soul flame. Well, it all depends on what, you know, like the same thing for you, lovely. It all depends on where you want to take this journey. If you want to really work through the, you know, it could be a false twin flame as well. It could be something that, you know, you really thought was real, but then you find out after that, you know, it was, you know, just, you know, somebody trying to be that for you, you know, or trying to understand their journey, and you know, taking an approach of, you know, do whatever it can to have this person part of my life because, you know, it makes me feel better, or, you know, it validates, you know, who I am as a person. Without them, I can't live without them. And not looking at, you know, that you can survive and you can breathe because you're standing alone in a separate room right now. You're not with this person. You're breathing, your heart's beating, you're moving around, you're doing things. You know, you can live without this person. This person doesn't have to be part of your life if you so choose them not to be. You know, you're just, you know, allowing them to, you know, kind of push the boundaries of your safety boundaries, and saying, you know, it's okay for you to come back every time, and just say, you know, either you cut it off or okay, Daisy, I'm going to be done too. You have a good night. Thanks so much, Daisy, and I will see you probably, who knows, maybe tomorrow or Sunday for sure. Okay, you have a good night. Thanks so much again. You're fabulous. Okay, so that's about it, guys. Let me see here. I'm gonna just put this up for a minute while I still talk to you. I just want you guys to know that, you know, I appreciate you guys showing up and being able to, you know, provide the insight and direction to you guys. Without you guys, you know, there would be no channel, and it really means a lot to be able to take the time out to be able to give back to people that are really needing the guidance and kind of direction, you know, to give you the options and kind of insight into maybe something that you know that you just need confirmation on, or, you know, to understand it better as it's being, you know, kind of put into play for you guys. So remember to take care and be good to each other and be good to yourself. And don't forget to visit Mystic Oracle 333 Tarot on YouTube and Facebook so you don't miss out on the next live. So, you know, the journey isn't over yet. It's just the beginning of, you know, being more aware of what you're failing to see, or that you do know that you're just not wanting to see because it's difficult. You know, but know that you have support here at Mystic Oracle 333 Tarot. I'm here to offer you support and guidance, and get you through the rough patches so that you can have, you know, the most amazing journey together. Alright, so you guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all later. And just let go of what you're experiencing. Just take a breath, just let it go, and just leave it alone for a while, and, you know, have a new aspect look at it, you know, after a bit, you know, a good sleep or a good day of not thinking about it, and see if anything comes into play for you. You know, because maybe there's something that's unfolding for you that, you know, you're just not aware of, that maybe there's something that triggered the energy, you know, for things to start unfolding for you now. So allow it time to come into play for you, and try not to rush it. You know, let go of the outcome, and let go of, you know, what you want and what you're desiring out of it, and just allow the universe to take control of it, and give, you know, let, you know, as they say, let the universe take control for a while, and let them drive the bus. You know, because maybe driving the bus, you know, you're taking it down a path that doesn't need to go down. You're taking a long route, or going in a direction that is not going to bring you to, you know, the greatest purpose. So you guys have a wonderful evening. This is Emmy signing off, and I will see you all again.